Connection established. in the book of Matthew 24 from verse 3 to 8. And he sat up upon of the Mount of the Olives, and the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? So you got to understand, like many people are looking for to know the future. There are people that are focusing in future, what shall take place in the future. But one thing that you need to know, that the Most High is the only one that knows the future. This is the reason that the Jesuit Catholic, they corrupted the scriptures. So many of you, when you read the book of Matthew 24, you believe that everything was written, it came from the Most High. But today, we're going to be uncovering the mysteries, the hidden secrets. What are the 7 signs of the end time that you need to know? So here he is. The disciple, they came to the Son of Man. They say, Tell us, when these things shall take place, and what are the signs of thy coming? This prophecy here, it is not coming from the Most High. This is Satan, because he planned the thing that shall take place in the future. So you got to understand that Satan does not know the future. He does not know tomorrow. There is only one person that knows tomorrow. It is the Creator, the Most High himself. So the devil planted seed of deception into the Bible. So we're going to uncover and discover the real prophecies that came from the Most High, and also prophecy that came from Satan. So many shall come in my name, claiming that I am Christ, and they will deceive many. So this is about religion. So Satan knew that the Bantus people, they will leave the commandments of the Most High and the laws, and they will be focusing in serving other religions or other gods. So remember, the Most High said they will be scattered. And when they will land in the land of the Gentiles, they will no longer remember the commandments of the Most High or the laws. They will become another people. They will be like Gentiles, because they will serve the same God of the Gentiles, like you see here. So this is the religion that Satan brought in the world, targeted first of all the Bantus people, the chosen people of the Most High. So the religions, especially Christianity, he have spread all across the world. Today, Christianity became the number 1 religion for Bantus people or black people across the globe. They all serve the god of wood and the god of stone. So the god of wood, it is Christianity, because the cross in wood, it is the representation of the salvation. It is the representation of salvation, or the Christianity religion. Let's continue. So he answered unto them, Take heed that no one deceive you, so many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and they shall deceive many. And you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you may not be troubled, for these things shall come to pass, but the end is not here. When we're talking about rumors of wars or wars, that has nothing to do with the Most High. You see how Satan deceive you all. You believe that the Most High prophesied that millions of people will be dead. Rumors of wars and wars around the world. No, this has nothing to do with the Most High in Zambia. For nation shall arise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There shall be famines. You see that, famines in plurals. So these are the things that Satan planning to do by the end times. These are the prophecies of the devil. He will create wars. He will create famines and pestilences, disease and sickness, and earthquakes in diverse places All these are the beginning of sorrows. So you see here, Satan has planning these things. When you see earthquakes in many places, so Christianity told you, deceive you, that these are the prophecies the Moses spoke about through Christ and the book of Matthew 24. So you got to understand that there are many prophecies in the Bible do not come from the Moses, especially the ones that we are reading here. So they said that there will be famine. So there was a time ago I made a video, I spoke about famines. And when you see that the famine does not take place, yet it doesn't mean that it shall never gonna take place. Because Satan planning these things, he want to make sure that these things shall come to pass. So one thing that people do not understand, the Moses operates differently from a man. So the scriptures say that he is higher than a man. He does things differently compared to a man. His ways are higher than a man's ways. So we will never gonna understand the Moses because our mind are small. So the Moses plan and say things, but when it comes to these things to take place, it's only him. It only depends on him, because the Moses always has a good intention. He never places his people on earth so that he would destroy them later. So anytime that the Moses recognize that there will be someone, a Bantu, a Bena Congo, will return to the Moses will extend that time of judgment. He did that in the past because he's simply merciful. So Satan planning many things, and many things that the devil planning is coming to pass, like the earthquakes. It shall take place in the near future. When we're talking about famines, because it is part of the agenda of the devil. And the book of Matthew 24 from 9 to 12, then they shall deliver you up to be afflicted, and they shall what? Kill you. You see that? They shall deliver you. Who the scripture, who they talking about? It's talking about the Bantus people. They shall deliver you to be afflicted. Do you understand? So you see, Satan deceive people here. Many people think like these are the prophecies that came from the Most High. But in reality, these are the things that Satan has planned a long time ago, a while ago. Those things that he'll make sure to come to pass by the end times or the last generation, because the devil does not know tomorrow. So you see, he said that you be hated because of my name. He's talking about one particular people. We're talking about the people of Congo, the kingdom of Congo, which primarily are the Congolese themselves and the Angolans. Satan hated them. He said that, they shall be hated because of the name of the Most High. And many shall be offended and shall betray one another. They shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall arise. We see that in Christianity. Not only in Christianity religion, there are many false prophets. Many different false prophets. There are false prophets online. There are false prophets in churches, in synagogues, in mosques. And there are many false prophets are deceiving many. Just like the scripture predicted. Like I said, this prophecy does not come from the Most High. So let's read the last one. And because of the iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. You see here, Satan want to deceive you because wax cold is talking about something else. Let's read it again. Because of iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Have you ever noticed that black people or Bantus people, they don't get along? They don't love each other. One of the commandments that Isaiah mentioned, that you shall love your neighbor as yourself, is talking about the Bantu. They don't love each other. They don't get along. They don't celebrate the success of the fellow Bantus because this is how they are. They will prefer to give credit to a Mundele. So when they say the love of many shall wax cold, wax, it is what you have receive. So the thing that they have been putting people in body, the Bantus people, make them hate each other. Do you understand that? The love of many shall wax cold. So if you remove W, you split W in two, what you gonna get? The love of many shall wax cold, because what you get or what you got in your body will transform you. Because Satan understands that loving your neighbor, loving your fellow Bantu is part of the commandment. You cannot love you cannot hate your fellow Bantu, brother and sister. This is why you see Bantus, they easily can fight between themselves. So these are the hidden Bible prophecies about the end times. And the book of Deuteronomy 28:68, that the Mosai said, He will scatter you all nations from one end to the earth to the other. He will scatter the Bantu to four corners of the earth. This is not the Mosai. Like I said in my previous video, the Mosai just left the Bantu. When he left them and Satan came and captured them and scattered them, sent them to his children among the Gentiles. Do you understand? So this is the first sign that the Mosai said. There are 7 signs that the Mosai reveal to Bantu's people, and the 7 signs have to do with Bantu's people as well. So the Bantu's people, or Isolele, they are the clock of the end times. So the first one, he said that the enemy, Satan, will scatter you among the Gentiles. And when you arrive there, you will be serving the gods of wood and stone. So do you believe that the Mosai is going to send his people, the Bena Congo, to the land of the Gentiles to serve other gods? He will never going to do that. Because first of all, the Mosai is a jealous Mosai. He will never going to send you to go serve another god because you have transgressed his commandments. So clearly we can see here, this is the devil who have scattered them so they can go worship and serve other gods, which is the god of wood and stone. You understand? He scattered them to all 4 corners of the earth to serve other gods. Do you understand that? He scattered them through transatlantic slave trade. So this has nothing to do with the Mosai. So this is the first sign that the Mosai has revealed to Bantu. You will be scattered. You will be taken to the land of the Gentiles. This is not the Mosai who take them to the land of the Gentiles. It is Satan. He will scatter them to the land of the Gentiles. The moment that they will arrive there, they will no longer remember the commandments, the laws of the Mosai in Zambia. They're not going to remember that anymore. Do you understand? So this prophecy, it is the first sign that the Mosai spoke. And the book of Zacharias 7 from 13 to 14. But they have refused to pay attention. Stubbornly, they united their backs and covered their ears. They never considered to keep the commandments. They were a rebellion people. They made their hearts as hard as flint and wool, not listen to the law. You see, they were never going to consider the law, to listen or to follow the commandments of the Mosai. Oh, to the words that the Mosai Almighty has sent by his Spirit through earlier prophets. So the Mosai Marin Zambe was very angry. When I call, they did not listen. So when they call, I will not listen them. Say the Most High in Zambia, I scattered them with whirlwind among all the nations where they were strangers. So, like I said, one thing that you need to know, the Most High did not scatter the Bantus or send them to slavery. The Most High just left them. The moment the Most High left them, they were deceived. They were destroyed by the enemy. So Satan came and captured them and sent them to the land of the Gentiles, where they will serve other gods. They will serve the god of wood and stone. They will serve the gods of wood and stone. They will forget about the commandments. They will no longer remember about the laws, the feast of the Most High, the Sabbath day. They won't be able to keep the laws anymore, because when you are a slave, you don't have rights. You can't keep the feast. You can't keep the Sabbath day Santo because you are a slave, because you are not right. So you understand that the Most High did not send them to the land of the Gentiles where they will serve some other gods. He never done that. That's not the Most High. You understand? So this is what happened exactly. The transatlantic slave trade, or the Atlantic slave trade, involved the transportation by slave traders of slaves, African people to the Americas. Europe slave ships regularly use the triangle trade route, and it's the Middle Passage. European established a coastal slave trade in the 15th century, and trade to the Americas began in the 16th century and last through the 19th centuries. The vast majority of those who were transported in the transatlantic slave trade, look at that, were from Central Africa. So over 85 to 90% of slaves, they came from the Kingdom of Congo, located in Central Africa and West Africa, and had been sold by West African slave traders to European slave traders. So basically here, you see Satan knew who these people were. He scattered them. He sold them through slavery. Do you understand? So this is the first sign of the end time prophecies. So the Most High said that all 7 prophecies will be about Bantus people. So Isolele, it is the clock of the end time, or the end of the world. Do you understand? So the end of the world has to do with Bantus people, the Bena Congo. They are the clock of the world. Do you understand? This is why Isaiah said, you are the salt of the world. Because if Isolele keep the commandments of the Most High and fear the Most High, they became the salt or the light of the world. But unfortunately, they transgress. They were a rebellion people and never considered to return keeping the commandments of the Most High. So this is the reason that the Most High left them after giving them opportunity, sending prophets one after another. The Bantu people never returned. They began to serve other gods. They followed the gods of the Egyptians. They brought in the Kingdom of Congo what we call Egyptology or Bantu spirituality. They do not remember the commandments anymore. So it was the covenant that the Most High made with our forefathers. It was an everlasting covenant. So the Most High did not break his own commandments, but it is the Bantu that break the commandments of the Most High. So this is the reason that the Most High left them. And when the Most High left them, And Satan came, sent his children, they captured them, and they were sent or sold as slaves. Even the children were sold as slaves. Women and children. There was no exception. Do you understand? So this is the first sign. And this sign has already taken place since between 16 to 1800. Do you understand? So the first sign of the end of the world, it has to do with Bantus people. They will be taken as a slave, sold to the land of the Gentiles. They will be strangers. They will be forced to learn new languages. Their names will be changed to the name of the Gentiles. They will become like them. So the second sign, the Bena Congo will forget the Most High who made them and will no longer remember the covenant he made with the forefathers, the commandments, the laws, the statutes. They will become like Gentiles, and they will serve and worship other gods. Do you understand? So this is the second sign. The Most High say they will not going to remember. They will never going to remember the covenant any longer. They will be busy serving other gods. So in the book of Deuteronomy 4:27, the Most High will scatter you among the peoples. Like I say, it is not the Most High. It is Satan who scatter you among the Gentiles or the peoples. And only few of you will survive among the nations to which Satan will drive you. So many people died during the transatlantic slave trade. So they will be busy serving other gods. They will worship other gods. So today we see Bantus people, instead of keeping the commandment, returning to the covenant, they are serving the God of the Gentiles. You see here the picture of Branham. Branham, it is one of the God of the Gentiles. But today you're going to see the Branhamist or Branham Church in the Kingdom of Congo. Not only Branham Church, all type of religions, including Buddhism, even Hinduism or Islam, are in the Kingdom of Congo today. So the Most High said, there you worship man-made gods of wood and stone, which cannot see or hear or eat. He said, where you be gone to the land of the Gentiles, you will serve some other gods. So those who have been gone, they serve other gods, and they became like Gentiles. All their ways will be corrupted. When they land to the land of the Gentiles, they became like them. All the ways are corrupted. You see, this prophecy also already took place. You see, today, African Americans, they become like Gentiles. So many of them, many African Americans who are born in a land of the Gentiles, they just act like them, they behave like them, they dress like them, they speak the same language. They have the same culture. Everything is the same. So they are corrupted. All the ways are corrupted. So in the land of the Gentiles, the Bantus people do not remember the roots where they came from. They don't remember the commandments of the Most High, because Satan had deceived them. He said, where you arrive there, the lands of the Gentile, where you be sent over there, you begin to serve some other gods. All your ways will be corrupted. You see, they're busy breaking the commandments of the Most High. They are more dedicated on the things of the earth. They love the things of the world. Everything they do goes against the commandments. Either it is tattoo on the skin, or sexual immorality, or using products that the Most High consider as an abomination. Like, for example, wigs. They don't like the hair anymore. Now they're using the hairs of the Gentile ladies. They don't like the skin anymore. They want to be white. Some of them, they bleach skin. And some of them, they apply makeup. Do you understand? So those are the things of the Gentiles. So you see that these prophecies also took place, is taking place up to today. They are corrupted. They have different names. They do what pleases them. They eat unclean food. So in the book of Psalm 14:3, all have turned away. All have become corrupt. There is no one who does good. Not everyone. So the Most High did not even find one person. They all corrupted. They celebrate birthday parties. They celebrate all the pagan feasts. You understand? A man can become a woman, or a woman can become man. They can eat anything. You can eat anything you want. Even the unclean meat. So like the Most High say, all the ways are corrupted. They sing the world music. They worship the god of Mammon, which is had to do with money. They don't remember even the name of the Most High anymore. So the enemy had changed the names. The culture, the roots has been wiped out. They don't remember where they came from because they are a lost people. Do you understand? So this prophecy is taking place, has already been taking place. It is one of the signs. So the Most High spoke about what shall take place in the future. Like I said, the end times prophecies are about Bantus people. The end of the world. It is about the Bantus, the Congos people, the Bena Congo. They are the clock. We're talking about the Congolese, the Angolans. They are the clock of the end times. You understand? So this is another sign, the third one. So the devil will come after the Bena Congo around the world. You see, the Most High said, the enemy will come after you in the lands that you have been scattered. Consequences for rebelling against the Most High. So the Most High have left them for not obeying and following all his commandments, laws, and decrees. You see, so when we're talking about the curses of Deuteronomy 28:15-68, these curses are Satan that brought them upon of the Bantus people. This is why they suffer. They suffer in the land of the Gentiles. They are also suffering in the motherland because they are all busy serving other gods. So Satan brought them those curses. One of them is poverty. Do you understand? One of them, it is what? Poverty, social injustice, discrimination. Remember, the Most High said that you will be the head, not the tail. Now they became the tail. They are no longer the head. Who are the head? The Gentiles, who are reigning upon of them. So this is another sign, and this sign also has been taking place, already took place a while ago. And we see the result, the consequences of disobedience. It's a disaster. When you transgress the Most High Nzambe laws and commandments, he will depart from you. Do you understand? So Satan has replaced the Most High laws with religions and Bantu spiritualities and all kind of practices. Do you understand? This is the reason that you're going to see the Bena Congo. There are so many religions over there. So all religions of the Mundele have been exported to the kingdom of Congo because they are the chosen people. All Bantu supposed to keep the commandment, all of them. They all serve the Most High, the only Most High. There's only one. They shall abide by the laws an everlasting covenant that he has made with our forefathers. So the enemy brought them many religions, many beliefs. He brought them all kind of culture, practices, so that he can destroy them easily, because the Most High is no longer with them. This is the reason that black people suffer. So the number one reason why black people suffer around the world, I'm talking about especially the Bantu people, is because they have departure from the covenants. So the Most High has made a covenant with them, and this covenant, it is an everlasting. So this is another sign. So the Most High also said the whole earth will be filled with what? Wickedness, as it was during the time of Noah. Remember that in the time of Noah, during those days, there were giants, and one thing was taking place. The seed of the fallen, the seed of the serpent, they were mingling with the seed of man. When I'm talking about the seed of man, I'm talking about the Bantus. So the fallen angel seed will mingle with the seed of man through marriage. Do you understand? So the seed of serpent will mingle with the seed of the Bantu people, the Bena Congo. This one is taking place as well. And it's been taking place a while ago. If you visit the Kingdom of Congo, you're going to see that many of them, they are getting married with strangers, people from Asia, like China, for example. They are getting married with the Mundeles. There are many of them, especially those who have been born in the land of the Gentile. You will see cases like this. So intermarriage is perfectly okay. But in a reality, so the Most High said that you shall not mingle with another seed. Do you understand? So it is one of the end time prophecy. Like I said, the Most High uncovering 7 end time prophecies that was hidden from you. These are the real prophecy of the end of the world. It has nothing to do with rumors of war, earthquakes, famines. These are the prophecies came from Satan. These are the things that Satan planned to execute by the end times. And he want to make sure that it shall come all to pass. Because Satan does not know the future. The Most High is the only one that knows the thing shall take place in the future. There is nobody knows tomorrow. Men can predict, but you never gonna know tomorrow. You never gonna know exactly what time and minute or second you do this. You never gonna know which direction that the wind come from. So tomorrow belongs to the Most High. Men can plan. You see, the enemy plan, but the Most High Nzambe knows the future. So what does the enemy did now? He has to pre-plan these things. He hide them, some of them, into the Bible, especially in the New Testament. When we're talking about Matthew 24, you see some of the prophecies are there, do not come from the Most High. These prophecies came from Satan himself. The things he would do in the future. So another prophecy, it is about Gog and Magog. This is in the book of Ezekiel 38 and 39. The prophecy of Gog and Magog coalition against the Bantu people of Isolele. So this one also will take place. Do you understand? It is one of the end time prophecy. So when you see coalition of Gog and Magog, they came against the Bena Congo. You gotta understand that the earth, the world is coming to the end, or approaching the end. We are approaching the end times. Like I say, Congo, it is the clock of the world. Congo and Angola. This is the Bantus people. This is Isolele. And this is the land, or the promised land, flowing milk and honey. So Gog and Magog, they will come against the Bantus. they will have a coalition to destroy the Bena Congo, so that they can take the minerals, they can possess the lands. It is one of the end time prophecy, and this prophecy is already begun to take place. So we see in a Republic Democratic of Congo was invaded. So like I said, one of the prophecies also shall take place in the near future. Like I mentioned, it has to do with intermarriage, mingling. Bantu seed will mingle with another seed, the seed of the enemy. Do you understand that? They will mingle. Bantu's people will mingle with another seed. Like I mentioned, it is an end time prophecy. So according to the marriage law of the Mosaic, you shall not get married with someone who is not Bantu. Period. You understand? So this covenant, it is everlasting up to today. That because of the religion, especially Christianity, allow people to get married with anybody they want. You can get married with any person, regardless of the skin color. It does not matter. You understand? These are the Gentiles. But Isolele is a set apart people. It is the people that the Most High have chosen and set them apart. Set them apart. And the Most High, like he said in the book of Jubilee, he has sanctified Isolele to be his son to people, holy people of the Most High. They are the ones that the Most High has made covenant to keep the commandments. So the marriage law, it is part of the covenant that the Most High has made, and this covenant, it is unbreakable. So what the Most High said come to pass. So because the Most High say that you shall not get married with someone who is not Bantu, this law is still valid up to today. Do you understand? So Satan had deceived the Bantus because they are the primary target. He targeted them. And it is the same reason that why a lot of Gentile lands, they allow intermarriage. Because of the same reason. Do you understand what I mean? So these are part of the end time prophecies. Like I mentioned, like I said, the end of the world, it depends on the Bantus of Congo and Angola. They are the clock. You believe or not, they are the clock because they are the chosen people. Do you understand? So they are the end time clock. So what is taking place today is because Satan understands that his time is short. He does not have enough time anymore. The Most High is bringing judgment. He's bringing judgment on earth. Judgment to destroy all of them. And to destroy his seed as well. Do you understand? So this is the last one. The gospel of the kingdom will be preached to Bantus around the world as a testimony to all nations where they were scattered. So this truth, the awakening, will reach out to many of them who are in the land of the Gentiles as a testimony, as also those who are in the motherland. He said to all nations where they were scattered, where they have gone, the gospel of the kingdom will reach out to them, but also will reach up to those who are in the motherland. But the Most High here emphasizes after they will return to the motherland. So those who have been gone, there will be time will come, they will return to the motherland. They're not going to return by themselves. If you watch my previous video, I say the second Exodus is about the Most High will take Isolele back. But there will be a counterfeit second Exodus. which Satan will lead. Many people, they will decide themselves, I'm going back. This is why there is a confusion. Some people, they're going to North Africa or West Africa. Some people are going to South. Some people are going to, whatever. Very few are going to the Kingdom of Congo. Because here the Most High say, after the return, then the end will come. The judgment will come after that. And this prophecy will take place soon. Do you understand? It's about to take place very soon. Do you understand? So he's talking about Isolele. Those who keep the commandments, those who follow the Mosai laws, they are back keeping the covenant. He will take them back himself. Like he said to Abana in the book of Genesis 15. If you read it from 15 to 13, he said that your descendants, they will be strangers, they will be persecuted, maltreated in the land of the Gentiles. Then after that, they will live with great possessions. So great possessions are knowledge. So many interpret great possession with money or slavery reparation. No, primarily it's a knowledge, the knowledge about the gospel of the kingdom, about this truth. They will be back. So when the Moses bring them back in the Kingdom of Congo, then after that the judgments will come. Or the end of the world will come. So we give Kembo to the Most High Nzambe. May his name be glorified and magnified. So if you are Bantu, you gotta understand there are only two ways of salvation. They are one way that lead many to distractions. It is the religions. It is others' ways, other practices. It is Bantu spiritualities. It is the God of wood, which is Christianity. So it leads many to distractions. But there is only one way, which is the commandments of the Most High. If you keep the commandment faithfully, you live your life according to the laws, the commandments, the decrees of the Most High. He will be with you, regardless wherever you are. Even though you are in the land of the Gentiles, He will be with you and He will lead you to the path of salvation. Salvation has nothing to do with religion. Like I said, salvation has nothing to do with Bantu spirituality. Salvation has nothing to do with the atheisms or Buddhism or Muslims or Islam or any other religion. But salvation has been given to the Bena Congo to keep the commandments of the Most High Nzambe, to live by them. This is how they will inherit the kingdom of Lola, and they will have eternal life. This is eternal life that Isaiah was talking about. Isaiah did not come to abolish the law, but he came to fulfill. Fulfill means reinforce. Like I mentioned, I said that some time ago. So the Catholic, the Jesuit, they remove one verb. They remove reinforce. They put back. They put fulfill. He came to reinforce the laws. He came to remind them. He came to teach them to come back to the law, who they have forgotten. They do not remember that. So the Most High now is giving the last chance. This is the last opportunity to return to keep the commandments. We gotta fear the Most High. We gotta live in His sanctness, holiness. We gotta love the Most High Nzambe with all our hearts, mind, and strength. We gotta live our lives according to the will of the Most High. Matondo.